Okay.
SOFTB podcast. He's new. I'm your host, Zealand.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. This is the second episode of the podcast. We're missing a lot of people today, and we also have Jack and Zealand with us today. So there's a couple people missing and a couple new people. We're gonna introduce Jack and Zealand first, and then we'll get started with everything. Okay, Zealand, you want to go first?
Sure.
Yeah, come a little closer so that you...
I'm Zealand. I'm not very interesting, but I can try to be. That's my intro. Here, Jack.
What?
Hi, I'm Jack. I'm a senior. One of the three seniors in SOFTB. Yeah, I got into SOFTB last year on the Josephinum trip, cause on the way down they taught me how to play Smash, and ever since I've been in the group chat. So that's how I've made it into SOFTB.
Also, Zealand is one of the triplets, so Zenner and Xavier were in last episode, and now we have the third one here, the final. Zenner. He's watching TikToks. Okay, so today's podcast is, well, we're gonna try and start with like Christmas stuff, Christmas traditions, what everyone does on Christmas. It's probably gonna go off topic though, like it does every time. And we'll just see what we can make out of it. I don't know how long we're going to be able to record because some people might have to go home. But let's try and start. Okay, let's start with what you guys do on Christmas. Like any family traditions that are different than like going down and just opening presents. It can be any time during the Christmas season if you guys have any traditions. Xavier, you want to start?
Yes, I will start. The first part of Christmas happens on Christmas Eve in my house. So, usually in Thanksgiving, we do a Secret Santa between all of our siblings, but it's not secret. You actually know who you're getting a gift from and who you're giving a gift to. So, it's just a gift giving to siblings. So, on Christmas Eve, after we go to Mass, we go from youngest to oldest, and we pass out the gifts. So, my youngest brother, Braylon, goes first. And then my oldest brother, Corbin, goes last. And then we go through and we open the gifts. And we're like, thank you. That was so nice. And then we play with the gifts or do whatever is acceptable with those gifts.
Okay. You just had to make it PG-18.
And then on Christmas Day, we Zenner is usually the one waking everybody up, even though he's 17 years old. I'd say we got downstairs at 7 this year.
7 o'clock?
It's 7 o'clock. Yeah, I know.
Ben said he was done by 6.
Yeah, okay. This year for Christmas, my family, we didn't get started opening gifts until about noon. But I woke up at like maybe 8:30, and I texted the group chat. I'm like, yo, Merry Christmas, everyone. And Finn's like, yeah, I'm done opening presents. We got done like 2.5 hours ago. I'm like, what? How is this possible? But yeah, got anything else?
You also texted in the group chat. So are you having Christmas dinner now? So what happens is everyone is woken up, and then we have a stairs picture. We have these big stairs that everybody sleeps upstairs, and we come all downstairs, and our parents take a big picture of all of us, and then once that's over, our dad's like, okay, and he takes out the phone and he does the claw grip, and he takes a video, and he's like, okay, let's go, and everyone's like, yeah, and the older kids are like, yeah. And then we get presents from Santa.
That's good. That was a good story, Xavier, but it was really boring. Except that's pretty much you just explained what my family does too. So I have to think of something new to say.
What'd you get?
That's not important. But my family has a tradition where we make and eat food together. So that's interesting. All right, you're up.
Oh, me. Sorry. So, what my family, what we do, normally, this year we did it a little bit different, but normally on Christmas Eve we go over to my grandparents' house and we open a few presents there. But we did it on Christmas Day this year, and I got like $150 worth of gas cards.
Oh my God.
Thank you. And but that was so dumb. But and I also got like 4 of those really large things of extra gum, like it. Okay, and you probably know what they are if you.
That's a lot of gas. This is not what. Stop.
It's just bodily function savior. Hey, you might need to crack the window, dude. Light up. Zenner just ripped him yeah, dude, the fattest cheek rip I've ever seen. Yeah, not a lot of rapchosity. I didn't have enough fuel. But if you go to Zenner, stop. If you go to high school, you will know exactly what kind of gum packs that people get. Like those, like 4 or 5 column wide with like 6 of them in each one, and there's just a lot of gum. But I got a lot of those. I just got a lot of money items.
Things worth the money.
Yeah. Well,
No sentimental things.
Yeah, that's all I did.
I'm pretty sure they gave you gum because your breath smells nasty.
Oh!
I'm leaving.
Okay, so now we're on to Josh. He's actually Josh is pretty famous. Okay, they're fighting. I'm gonna edit this out.
Josh is pretty famous. I don't know why.
Josh is pretty famous actually because last podcast he threw up and it was a great moment, honestly, the highlight of the episode. So yeah, okay, Josh is gonna tell us about his Christmas stuff.
You have a script, Josh?
No, so we usually we go to Matt's. Yeah. All right, so we go to Matt's Christmas Eve, and then we open presents Christmas morning, and all my siblings are younger than me, so I was woken up at 7. That was pretty bad. And then we opened presents, and then this year my dad made a brisket on the grill. And that was good.
Big spender.
All right.
One thing is that I also stayed up till 4 a.m. on Christmas Eve watching One Punch Man. It was pretty epic, and then I got woken up 3 hours later to open gifts. So, yeah.
Okay, so what I'd usually do for Christmas, on Christmas Eve we watch A Christmas Story. Yeah, not many people like it. Okay, and then we pause it right on, oh my gosh, on Christmas Eve in the movie, and then we wake up on Christmas Day in real life, and then while we're opening gifts we play the movie, so like they're opening gifts. And yeah, I know, it's kind of a little epic. But it was funny this year because we didn't do that. Instead, we were all trying to put last minute gifts out under the tree for each other, literally my whole family. And so my dad, there's a wrestling match going on over me. Okay. So my dad wanted my mom to go to sleep because he had a gift for her to put out. Then my mom needed all the kids and him to go to sleep because she had gifts for us. And then the kids needed the parents to go to sleep because we had gifts for them to put out. So we were all up until like 3 a.m. just taking shifts, like putting stuff up. So it sucked. And then, oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Don't listen to this if you're under 12.
There you already said it.
Hey, he was. We were a late house. We were a late house. He hit. Probably. He was just chilling. He was just chilling on our roof. Like, hurry up. And then my mom makes monkey bread, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically just diabetes. That's what it is. It's just a ton of butter, cinnamon, and rolls, all in a giant pan. So, and then we go watch a movie, whatever's out in the theaters. So, yeah. This year we watched the new Star Wars. It's just pretty good. It was pretty good. It was really good. Cats is dumb. Cats is dumb. I haven't seen it, but it's dumb. Okay, yeah, cool.
What were we talking about?
Christmas.
On Christmas, I usually get up early. Got up at like 3 in the morning last year. Then it took about 3 hours to get everyone to actually get up. This year I kind of slept in. True. Got another unicycle.
Pass the
I wanted a straight jacket. But it was a costume. It wasn't real, so didn't get constrained on Christmas this year.
So my Christmas was we always go to midnight mass, Christmas Eve, wake up, and in my house it's a rule that we have to wait for my siblings to open up stockings. And then this year after that we opened presents, and then later on Doc, my brother, aka Walter Scott,
No name.
came over and we opened his presents that we gave to them, and that's mostly it.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. Did I already talk about my Christmas tradition?
No, you didn't.
Okay, well, basically, every year we watch the Polar Express. So that's pretty fun.
Did you know? I have some fun trivia. Tom Hanks plays 5 characters. Seven characters? He plays the hobo, the conductor, the kid's dad, the kid as him an adult as a narrator, Santa Claus. Jack, what's the other 2?
Let's see.
I
can't remember.
Is it the guys in the front? Like the beard guy?
He plays one of them, I think. He plays one of the train people.
Oh, okay.
And then, I don't remember the last one.
Oh, okay. Fun trivia.
What Jack said is that he plays one of the guys in the front of the train, and then we couldn't remember the other one. But yeah, I watch Polar Express like every Christmas. It gets pretty old, but I have the songs ingrained in my head. And then on Christmas we wake up extremely late, and then go downstairs and open gifts. And then normally it's pretty boring because they make us open them one at a time, and yeah, that gets really slow. And then this Christmas, oh my gosh. So like we're all sitting there, we all like get piles. We pull out the gifts and make piles first. My pile was like, it was okay. It was pretty good size. The other girls' piles were pretty good, and then Aubrey literally had a mountain of gifts. It was actually like a mountain. Like it was probably as high as those mattresses behind you guys. So she rolled in bank. But yeah, this Christmas it was pretty exciting. It was a good time. Jeez, dude. These podcasts are everywhere. Someone gets the mic and everyone else just starts slapping legs. Okay, buddy.
What should we talk about next?
Okay, Josh has a topic for us. Once Zenner shuts up, then we'll talk about the topic Josh has.
All right. So in regards to the new Star Wars movie, who all has seen it? His hands. Okay, only 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 6.
Including you.
Yeah, I've seen it. Okay, all right. So 6 of us have seen it, and like I'm like a huge Star Wars fan. Like I know like all the backstories and like all like the crazy stuff, and like how like, what I'm trying to ask is like
It
what?
sucked.
Yeah,
It didn't
like
suck. It was boring. It was basic. I enjoyed it. The fight scenes and stuff were good. The story and everything else sucked. But the fight scenes were entertaining.
I thought it was basically they go to a planet, they say hi to this one person, the Empire comes, they gotta leave because the Empire came, they go to a new planet, and then that just cycles throughout the whole movie.
But like the original movies, like those fight scenes were so much better than like the new fight scenes, because I feel like the new fight scenes are just like, It was so boring. It was like the old fight scenes. It was epic, like with Darth Maul and like all of them. Like those were like fun to watch. Like,
Okay, my question is, why are there no Star Wars books? There are? Are they just not like?
all right. So this is like when Disney bought Star Wars. So you know how like the church has like a canon. So Star Wars actually made something called like Star Wars canon, and so basically like all this like all the Clone Wars series, all the movies, the Rebels series, and then the comic books and books written by Lucasfilm, and then anything written after once Disney bought Star Wars and Lucasfilm is now Star Wars like canon official, and so like all the other stuff is just like they say it's not really real, but like you can still like. It's not like illegal or anything, but like, yeah.
Made a movie.
So yeah, there are Star Wars books.
So basically, the books were before Disney bought them.
Some, but not all. And they're
Not all?
still considered canon.
Okay, interesting. So it's not like the same as like Harry Potter and Percy Jackson, where the movies are all based off the books.
The movies weren't first. There's like the books are only like back.
Oh, okay. And are the movies generally better than the books?
The books suck.
Okay, the books suck.
the movies are better than the books.
So, like with Percy Jackson, the books are where it's at,
They're so good.
and the movies are absolute trash. But what do you guys think about Harry Potter? Are the books or the movies better?
The books.
Definitely the books. Like I read them a long time ago, but definitely the books. That's my opinion. Like,
I only read the first Harry Potter book.
Shame.
Sorry, I went to public school. I was not forced to read all of the Harry Potter books. But I'd say that the books were better, just from the comparison between the first book and the first movie. The book was better, so.
the first like 3 sucked.
Yeah, the movies were like pretty bad. The books were actually like really good though.
Okay, but like with Harry Potter, do you guys think the movies are like pretty good?
Yeah.
Generally?
The movies are good. Yeah.
Because like some of them, like Percy Jackson, the movies are just a train wreck. They're so bad. And the books are where it's at. But like with Harry Potter, it's somewhat pretty good.
Yeah.
Movies are a nice balance between
Yeah. Also, how many of you guys have read Ranger's Apprentice?
I've read like 2.
Okay, so basically, Zealand and I, we're going to talk about a couple of tricks that we learned from Ranger's Apprentice. Back in like 5th or 6th grade, Zealand and I read like, back in middle school, yeah, Zealand and I read like all the Ranger's Apprentice books. And some of the tricks I even use today, for example, one of them, there's a knife the ring trick where you hold it from the blade when you throw it. And when you do that, then it'll be easier to land the knife in the wall instead of holding it by the hilt, which most people try and do. In the target, yeah. Also, Zealand, you want to talk about the silent walking one?
You have to walk on like the sides of your feet, and it will make less noise so you can sneak around. Yeah.
Like I don't know where we were, but I was with Zealand and like, I was creeping up on someone and I was walking on the side of my feet and he was like, I didn't even hear you come in. And I'm like, I walked on the side of my feet and we were like from the Ranger's Apprentice. It was so funny. I still use that today. You walk.
You don't walk around like this.
Yeah, no. You walk on the outside of your feet.
It's the inside.
Did you say I'm freaking up on you?
I'm freaking up on you.
But yeah, if you haven't read it, definitely watch Ranger's Apprentice. Great series. Read. Sorry, we were talking about movies. Read Ranger's Apprentice. I'm throwing. Okay,
I have a subject.
you have a subject? Okay, Xavier, go for it.
Okay. So, I'm sorry. I keep holding the mic so too close. So, My godparents basically every year give me a gift card to Amazon that's $50, and I know it's crazy. I get the banks, so I'm wondering, what would you guys do if you got a $50 gift card to Amazon?
Give it to the orphans. You don't have to say thank you. Not all heroes wear capes, am I right, boys?
I would also convert it into gas.
I would convert it into a computer in the bank.
A computer in the bank? I'm so
No,
confused.
no. Like you know how the money like isn't real anymore once it's in the bank, cause like it's not actually there.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Because banks don't have like all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I would be gas. It would be gas, but also, I might get like a study Bible or something.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey, you can never have enough Bibles.
I don't like this question. I don't. What would I buy?
What would you buy on Amazon?
Real straight jacket. Don't know how much that costs. Or a giraffe unicycle.
Do you remember that one time in Mr. Geometry teacher's class when we were looking up straight jacket prices? And he was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. Or mopeds. He said I wasn't gonna graduate high school. I was gonna be homeless, and I was gonna live on a moped.
Hey, that would not be bad life. Mopeds are awesome.
Not where it's cold.
My cousin had one that goes 45. I know
Okay.
he was all Eddie.
What would you buy with $50? Stop.
I'd probably just save it or buy something really nice for my family.
So, what I would do, I would probably give it to my dad, because when I give, basically I'm in massive amounts of debt to my dad. I don't technically need to pay it back, but like I've spent so much that I probably should, so I would give it to my dad and be like, "Here, Dad, you can have this." Yeah, I'm a big spender on the popular MOBA League of Legends, if any of you play it.
True.
All right. I've got something to say. So,
Knives Out.
no. You guys gonna gamble when you're 18? Whoa, I'm not done. So, you guys, no, I'll answer my question. Yeah, I'm gonna gamble. I'm gonna make so much money. Let's go. Woo-woo!
Okay, when I turn 18, maybe I'll take like $20 and just go, but that's it. I'm not gonna go any more than that because it leads to massive problems. No offense if you have a gambling addiction.
I got a thing to say. I'll probably do the same thing. I'm not gonna blow all my money. I hope. If I do, I'll cry. But so my older brother, we did some money matching in Smash. I lost, and he had $8, and I paid it all in pennies and like dimes and stuff, because I'm a jerk. And he took that to the casino with like 20 extra bucks. He lost the $20, and then he used $8 to make $50. So that's my money, except it wasn't.
I'll probably be one of those safe gamblers. Like if my friend, like I'll probably no like
10 cents.
like my my oldest brother, whenever he goes with my family to the casino, he usually just bets $1 on the roulette table on black or red, and I feel like that's the kind of person I am.
Now, see, unlike you weaklings, I will bring all of my money to the casino. There's 10 cents to my name, and I will blow it all for dramatic effect. Yeah, that's a little trick that I use since I'm not an idiot. But yes, I would gamble.
18 is a long way from from now
Josh,
for me.
'cause you're like 11.
15. But that's still quite a while. So I have no idea.
Let's see. I'll probably do like, yeah, I'll probably do the same as Z-Law, and like bring like $20 or like Bryson. Yeah. Cause it's dumb. Because remember when Mr. Math Teacher, old math teacher, was like, you can predict slot machines. I'm like, hey, maybe I could get some money with $20. Maybe I could predict something. So, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
I'm really good at poker. So yeah, I'm not gonna gamble. I'm just gonna gain. You know what I mean?
Uh-oh. Is it going? All right, Eddie.
I'll probably do what everybody else does, just bring $20. See what happens.
I don't know if the mic picked this up, but Zealand made a funny joke about gambling. He said it's not gambling if you don't lose any money, and if anyone figures out how to do that, please get back to us, because I'm trying to make money without having to work. Okay, work time. Let's talk about jobs, job experiences.
Give it to me.
One sec. Okay, so basically, over the summer I worked. Over the summer I worked at an RV park, and instead of pursuing my mental capabilities with computers or anything like that, they figured it would be best to put me in a maintenance job. And if you've seen me, I'm not built for maintenance. So basically, my job consisted of every day I'd get in a golf cart and go around and clean up campsites, but most of the cleaning was just picking up thousands of cigarette butts a day. There were, so many cigarette butts. Like, I'm not sure how, the RV park that I worked at doesn't have a high death rate. Because I swear I picked up thousands of cigarettes every single day. It was so nasty. Towards the end of the job, I would start I'd pick it up and just rip it apart. And I'm like, because I have to put them in a bucket. So I'd rip apart the part with the tobacco in it and just watch it all fall. And I'm like, this is fun.
Okay. So I've had sucky jobs so far. They don't pay well. So first I worked at Tom's. Yeah. And that sucked. I literally 3 weeks in advance would be like, hey, all of my cousins and family are coming up. Can I have this day off? And they'd be like, we'll see. And 3 weeks in advance. And we'd get to the week and then they schedule me. I'm like, hey, I asked for this off. And they're like, you have to come in. We need you. But no one comes into Tom's. It was so dumb. And so I would literally just have to go and mop the entire store. And it sucked. And it was not paid well. So I left that. I didn't tell them I was quitting. I just didn't show up ever again. I just said I need a break for Christmas, and then I never showed back up. And so then I got a job at a restaurant, but it's the Elks.
Oh.
But yeah, you guys, yeah. It sucks because you have to be a member to go there, but it's not fancy or anything. It's just the way the business is run. And so all of the people that go there are used to it by now and don't leave any tips. They leave $2 tips. So I go home every time I work, having worked till 11, because there's always weddings and stuff going on. And I'll have $10 in my wallet. And then my paycheck is $3 because you get paid based on tips. And then whatever tips don't pay for, then then the wage fills in. I'm like, it never fills in. So I'm basically getting below minimum wage. So I love my job. It's so great. Yeah. Yay. Who should I give it to? Oh.
So I started my my working endeavors 2 summers ago. I worked at a pretty popular local restaurant chain. Can I name it? I don't know.
I named both mine.
Yeah, but Don's driving. I don't know if anyone who lives.
As the best milkshakes.
Yeah.
Michigan.
If you've ever been to Don's, it's literally just a grease factory.
The ceiling is so low.
If I did not run cross country, the amount of food that I ate during the summer, I would have gained so much weight. It was seriously unhealthy. Oh my gosh, dude! I was fat my freshman year, but I've thinned out a bit. True. I can't offend the thickums out there. I was dense. I was dense to say the least. But yeah, I pretty much just worked there for the entirety of the summer going into my sophomore year. And then last summer I did an amazing feat. I worked 3 jobs at once. I worked at Don's again. I worked at another restaurant called Red Mesa Bar and Grill. It's a Mexican place.
When the host leaves the room, so you're just in his room.
Yeah, we're straight.
No rules, time to party, right?
All right.
It's so big. He got back in 10 minutes.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait till he hears that when he's like editing it.
Okay. So I worked at I bust tables at Red Mesa, and I worked with Ben from last podcast. You haven't met him, but I've worked with Carter as well. He's one of them. One of them busters. But then anyway, after that I got perhaps one of the best jobs I've ever had. I worked for I worked for an installation under the leadership of an 80-year-old man named Tom, veteran. He's very old. He has the hearing capabilities of an 80-year-old, so I just assumed you could literally be right next to him and be like, hey Tom, and he'll be like, someone say something.
Tell me hours you worked, and then you'd be like, you gotta speak up, I can't hear you.
He's a character.
Tell the guy with the
But
story.
but we worked with some idiots. But since I've told a few, I'm gonna go back to my other jobs and tell some stories there. I'll let the triplets tell some other stories about Tom. But basically at Don's, one of the owners there, he just called me gay for the entirety of the summer. He came up to me every day as soon as I clocked in. He's like, I'm ready. I'm waiting for you to come out of the closet, dude. And I was like, wow, same. That's funny. That's funny. But he.
For clarification, no, Connor is totally straight.
I can act like it.
Don't be misled.
No, everyone here.
Say it into the mic for clarification.
I am extremely homosexual.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah,
It's-
only leave that part. No, that should be the clip at the beginning.
The alien show.
But yeah, him and he was the head cook, but he's known my dad. My dad also works there. That's why I got the job there. But because I was 14 when I applied there, and they normally only allow 15-year-olds and up to work there. So the owner, my dad and the owner are tight.
Daddy's money.
Okay, so I want Zion and Zenar to continue with the installation job stories, but real quick. So I was using a converter so I could convert episode 1 because we have to re-upload it. I was using that to put an image onto it and converting it into an MP4 file because YouTube doesn't allow MP3s for some reason. And I let it run overnight because it wasn't like finishing up last night, and I just checked on it and it deleted because it automatically deletes after a couple hours. So I have to re-upload convert the entire thing, which takes like 5 hours. So yeah, I'm gonna have to be up at like 2 a.m. uploading episode 1.
Some big brain stuff right here.
Okay, so back to the installation story.
All right, I remember one story was me and Zenner were being super dumb with like 2-wheeled carts unloading something. We were like just ramming into him, and I broke one of the wheels off. And he's like, Tom came outside and he's like, "Stop horsing around!" But he didn't see the wheels, so we just kind of tried to put it back on, and it worked okay. It was functional, so that was fun. There's so many good stories from then. But another just funny thing we did was, it was like me and Zenner did this mostly where we were just behind Tom like a few meters, and we just kind of say stuff at normal volume level, and it would just be like, "Tom, I love you." "Hey Tom, can I go? Can I leave, Tom?" And he just wouldn't hear you. He'd sometimes hear his name and just like kind of look around. It's good times. You want it?
Another story is we had to.
For clarification, this is pop.
I did that with my mouth. We had to go get some desktop things from a barn. And then on the way over, Tom was listening to classical music on the radio, as you do. And then I like this game, Geometry Dash, so I was just playing it, just at normal volume. He didn't say anything about it. I don't think he could hear it. Yeah, he really wanted to retire, so he offered us his business.
Why did you take it?
It's not free. He's like, "I'm looking for a few young boys to come and buy my business from me." We did.
Talking about SOFTB, guys.
Yeah, he's talking about a installation company.
We come over with no shirts and install you.
Yeah. There's some good stories Tom would tell. Zealand heard most of them. He'd tell them on the way to the dump.
So in this installation job, we had to get a lot of things out of cardboard boxes, and there would be a pile of cardboard boxes that would pile up in his trailer, and he would always be like, "Okay, who's coming with the dump with me?" And then and he's like, "You gotta experience it." So it would be like going in turn, like. So it's like, "Okay, Zenner, it's your turn to go to the dump. Okay, Zealand, it's your turn to go to the dump." And he would just talk to you on the way. And he would always be like, "Yeah, this is something everybody should experience. It's just a big trash pile." It's just a big, smelly trash pile, and you throw cardboard at it. and you didn't want to go back there because it took like 10 minutes to get over there. And so you would... Yeah, and so what you would do, you would always be like, "Okay, who hasn't done it this time?" And you'd be like, okay, Eddie, you go this time." But Eddie wasn't with us. I was just using a name. So that's about the dump.
All right.
So in my job, we have something kind of similar. There's just a dump in the back of the RV park. It's just a massive hole in the ground. And the hole mainly is for wood. We just throw wood and like tree branches and stuff in the massive hole. So you go in, and when you clean out the fire pit, you put trash in the buckets, and then we just dump trash like on the ground next to the hole. And then like once a month, you have to get on this full rubber suit and just pick out all of the trash. So basically, you dump the ashes and the trash into a bucket, and then you put the wood into just in the back of the cart, and you throw the wood into the massive into the dump hole, and then you throw all the trash and ashes in a pile, and then every month you have to go clean out the trash out of the ashes. So that's not a fun job. But what I did to pass the time when I had to clean out all the trash, it took like 2 days worth of working. But I would find the perfect size stick, And then there was this wiffle ball I found.
He's gonna throw up again.
Uh-oh. Josh almost just threw up again.
Josh's gag reflex is 10 times stronger than any normal.
Josh, the bathroom is over there if you need to go.
That was so close though. Oh man.
Anyway, there's a wiffle ball I found, and I would just take a stick and just play baseball in the dump. That was a great time. And then one time I got really bored, and so there was this metal tube that I found in the back, and I went and just took a nap in the tube for like 3 hours. No one goes back to the dump unless you're on dump duty, so I would only go back there like when I was finished cleaning out the campsites, and then I would just take a nap in the metal tube, and no one goes back by the metal tubes to like look, so I got to sleep. And then towards the end of the summer, I think it was like our boss, he got a drone, and so he was like, we need someone mechanically savvy to fly this drone and to teach me how to do it. And all the other guys in maintenance are like bricks, It's like basically where the kids at our school are gonna end up. And so they're like, oh, Bryson's he's pretty smart. So he sent me down to this sketchy guy's house. And I went into the sketchy guy's house, and the guy he had AirPods in. He was on the phone with one of his business partners, and he's like, if you can't give me them by tomorrow, the deal's off. And then he hung up. He's like, so how can I help you? And I'm like, I'm here to learn how to fly a drone. So I went outside. He taught me how to fly the drone, and then I taught like 7 other people how to fly the drone, and then I taught my boss how to fly the drone. And then on my last day of work, they were like, go fly the drone for the entire day. That'd be really fun normally, but it's super awkward because every time you fly the drone, the people in the RV park just look at you and you're like, just flying my drone here. So I went to the dump and I flew the drone. And I actually got some pretty good aerial shots. If you go to their website, I'll tell you guys their website later so you can see the video. I made a little like drone montage of the park. No, it's of the park, and you can it's actually a pretty good video, and I sent it to them and they put it on their website, and that was my last day of work. But yeah, that's my dump story.
Alright, I got it. Does anyone else want to do stuff? Because I have Edwin. Alright.
Tosses the money.
That's too mean.
So I've was in the job with the Terrans for a little bit, and when they're all gone. So one time we were just putting our desks in, and like 3 of the boys were so stupid enough and got on the NMC
Sorry.
NMC what?
roof. They got on the MC roof, and like some people came and said, we saw the boys on the roof.
They got onto the roof?
Yeah.
That is crazy. Tom was probably fuming.
Tom was actually mad, but he just like, oh, don't do that again. You get one more shot, and they didn't do it again.
Solid. Alright, I got a question from Tom to all of you. So when he was telling me, I pretty much know his life story. On the way to the dump, he told me everything. Yeah. He's. I can tell more about him later if anybody's interested. Okay, 1 second.
Zealand, I know I'm paying you, but I just really need a friend right now. I'll pay you. I'll pay you a bit extra.
That's pretty much it. He wanted to like. I remember one of the first times to the dump. We were just talking, and he was like, "So, what do you and your friends think about global warming?" And I was like, we don't really talk about that much. So that is Tom's question to everybody. Yes. What does What does everyone think about global warming?
This is a little bit of a political issue, but I'm sure none of us know enough about it to say anything offensive. But I think it's really cold in Michigan, and we could use some heating up.
Yeah, true.
What? I think the globe deserves to be warm. So
We need more CO2
I-
emissions now.
I think it's
Screw the earth.
I think it's a pretty good
We
thing.
must make mechanical advantages.
Who wouldn't want summer 365 days
I love
a
the
year? Yeah, who needs that? Yeah. Salt. It'd be so easy to get salt.
It'd be so easy to get salt. Is that what you just said?
So we have a cottage in the UP, and the beach used to be like, I think half a mile long. It was awesome. You could walk down to the beach. The beach is now like 10 feet away from the house, which kind of sucks because we've lost a lot of beach. I don't know if that has anything to do with global warming, but I heard who doesn't need oceans? Or who needs oceans? Yeah, cool.
Yeah. When me and Tom were talking like buds about it, we kind of said that it was a combination of human interference and just like the climate changing in general. And I think I still agree with that. I think that's reasonable, both sides taking part. But in my government class, we were learning about how you can these are the two main options people side with, where you can have government control environmental protection and stuff like that, or you can have free enterprise solutions where businesses make solutions to these environmental problems, and then they are paid to provide these services, which as they gain more money, they can provide them more, and then the environment gets better and people make more money. So
Interesting. Zealand's probably the smartest one here. But what I'm thinking is, what I'm thinking, Zealand, do you think Tom's behind global warming? You think he's trying to? He's probably asking you to be like, maybe he's onto me.
I think Tom is so old, all he cares about is like living. he just wants to live for a few more years and just like not have to install much more. He's gonna die soon, so he doesn't care much about global warming. I love that guy. I love Tom.
What is monkey time? What is monkey time? Oh, okay. Connor wants to talk.
So, we installed desks at a.
Oh, that was.
That was disgusting. We installed desks at a big school system in our area, and we worked with some public school kids, and one day. One day.
Every time we stop talking,
Okay, but one time during lunch, I can't remember where everyone else was, but it was just Zenner and I in the cafeteria, and we were throwing dried cherries back and.
I was like tossing dried cherries and catching them in my mouth.
Yeah, and then. Yeah, and then he told me to go across the cafeteria, and he just chucked one as hard as he can at one of these kids because they were being like moderately annoying, and it just went all downhill from there.
And then he like came up to me, tried to intimidate me.
Yeah, yeah. Zenner, since he's freakishly tall, he's like towered over this kid. Like, I think Edwin is the same height as him, and Edwin isn't the tallest guy. No offense, Edwin, but he was like similar height to this guy. I mean, he probably honestly weighed more than Zenner because he was a bit thick. He was hefty. He was dense. Whatever you like to use, but. He was trying to square up with Zenner. He's like, "Do you want to fight, bro? You trying to fight, bro?" And the worst part is he sounded like he was 12. So that was the main insult we used against him. Yeah, I know. Zenner and I actually thought he was 12 for some time. We're like, dude, yeah. One of Zealand's most popular jokes is when we do something wacky, Zealand goes, "I'm gonna tell God on you." And one day during work, this chubby little 12-year-old, he came up to us and was like, "Dude, if you don't stop," because he knew that we're Catholic. He's like, "Dude, if you don't stop making fun of me, I'm gonna tell God on you." And we were like, he said the line. He said it. he dude he did the comedy, but yeah, and
At the end, tell them that the song "Roaming Around the
oh,
Halls."
and one of the ladies that we worked with, she said that she was gonna fire the kids, and then Brendan got a speaker and started playing Sir Duke by Stevie Wonder, absolute banger song, by the way. And we started running around the halls like little gremlins. And they also cost Tom like a ton of money for messing up the desks too, because what we did is we screwed in these there was the screws into the desks, the legs onto the tabletops, and they had guidance holes in each of the spots. They somehow managed to miss all of them, and then they goofed it up so badly that they stripped all of the screws so you could not move them. So it costed Tom a ton of money to replace all of them. There was also this one guy with a really disgusting mullet. We called him Rat's Nest because he looked like he had a rat's nest on his head. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. They were idiots, and we didn't like them. So
Anyway, yeah, we'll wait for Zealand to get back out here. But guys, we've hit 50 minutes. It's been 50 minutes of recording. So after I cut it down, we'll probably be at around 48 minutes. But this is a good length, honestly.
What should we end it off on? Monkey time?
What is monkey time? Explain.
I'll explain.
Zealand just comes out of the bathroom.
I'm so sorry for anyone listening. I'm just sorry for anyone in general listening to this. It's been a trip. We got 187 views on the first one. But they're all gone now. All of our 187 views that we worked hard for are gone because we had to re-upload the video.
I got 2 of those views.
Because Brandon went a little bit too ham.
It was so funny.
Joke about monkeys.
And,
Say that backwards and you'll figure out what I'm talking about.
but yeah, I think today's been a pretty solid episode. It wasn't as crazy. It was a little more calm. But, yeah, a little more tame, pretty clean. Hopefully no angry parents come at me again. I should probably take that out.
Alright, are we good?
Yeah. Anyway, this has been
I'll do the
oh,
outro.
okay.
This has been the SOFTB podcast. Love you all, and good night.
I hated that. Never mind.